Hello there, everybody. This is Alex from Hardcore Guys, my guide for Devil May Cry 4 on Dante Must Die difficulty. Today we're doing Mission 8 entitled Profession of Faith. This mission is going to entail us pretty much just running through the enemies and knocking down, because we have the new item from Echidna, so we're just going to be knocking down a lot of or going through the vines or whatever, and fighting Credo. So this is my favorite boss fight. Probably even of all of Devil May Cry. I mean, maybe. I mean, Burial's pretty fun. You know, I like him too. And then DMC 5-wise, the only real favorite I really have would probably be Angelo and Virgil. I like Virgil a lot, so yeah. 3 has some good bosses too, but I do like 4 bosses for the most part. But now we're going to be fighting the lizard bastards again, and luckily for this fight, there is no blitz, so I don't have to worry about that. One thing I tend to sometimes do is I tend to sometimes just come into this little hole, which I like to call the arena. This little well, basically right here. And the reason why I do that is so I can keep these guys sort of close to me and know what they're going to do at all times. And plus, there's no trees that get in the way. Not that they would necessarily get in the way of my combat. Sometimes, you know, the rocks do get in the way. But, it's just like my view, pretty much, because these guys are really kind of hard to see for me whenever they're outside in the actual normal combat. But yeah, for right now, all I'm doing is just the very basic, bare minimum of what I normally do, so nothing really new here to talk about. It's just the same thing that I do for pretty much all these fights when it comes to these guys anyway, so like I said, really nothing new. Now, that part you had to fight. You had to fight them because, once again, I got closed off. But if you're not going for S ranks and you're just trying to beat the game on Dante Must Die, then I believe that the next 2 fights, I think, can be skipped. So, because, okay, there's no fight here. I thought there was a fight right there. Look, it's been a while, okay? I haven't recorded commentary for a while. I've had these videos done for about a month, maybe, by now. Not the full game. I haven't beaten the full game yet, but I'm on chapter 15, I think it was. So, I got some catching up to do. And for those that are not aware, I mean, granted, this is a Dante Must Die playthrough, but for those that are not aware of how this part works, just go to the opposite of where the shadow is pointing. So look at the middle, like, totem thing, and look where the shadow is pointing to, and then just go the other way. So, pretty easy, pretty mindless puzzle, and a nice little breather, you know, to what we've been doing for the past 8 missions now. So I don't mind having a little bit of a puzzle thing every once in a while. I mean, after all, DMC's roots are from Resident Evil, so you know it kind of makes sense to have a bit of that. I guess I technically was right. You could skip the next 2 fights because this, in theory, now will be the second fight. And there was a green orb in there, so, you know, nice bit of health. But you could just skip these guys if you so choose. If you want to fight them for style, go ahead, because you do get a checkpoint right here. So, even if I do happen to die, I can always start over. Alright, now to explain Credo fight. So, basically, if you... And, like, I just do a lot of dodge stuff. Like, I know his attacks. I like to jump a lot, and if I know that I can get away with doing, like, a table hopper type, like a sidestep thing, not table hopper, sidestep thing, then I'll do it. Whenever he does, like, a really big attack like that, like a really big attack, you can pretty much just grab him and do some damage to his shield. Jumping is probably better. Oh, by the way, whenever he gets knocked back, he's going to do that slam attack every single time. Now, this is something I haven't exactly figured out. I kept trying to test it to make sure I could figure how it works, but I think that he only goes into phase 2 when you break his shield. So, I would suggest try not to attack his shield nearly as often, and try to be quick about this fight too. Like, you don't want to get him to phase 2 at like a higher health, because I think that's something that he probably can do. I've done a lot of testing for this, and by the way, this can be grabbed. You just gotta time it. And what I like to do is whenever I grab it, I run up here, go into DT, and then just go for a grab. But right now, it seems like I'm saving my DT for phase 2 instead. So, you can do it if you want, but I usually just go for the grab, whether it be DT or not. And pretty much this is practically the entire fight. It's just me dodging, jumping behind him, hitting him from the back, or even just trying to grab him and go and try to break his shield. And now once his shield is finally broken, I'm going to do a few slashes with a DT charge, and then I'm going to go for the grab. So that way I can get as much of the damage as I can possibly get off of him before it's too late. And then just for your style points, you know, like to show off. Like, I could have moved at any point, but I just wanted to be that weird. Right there, when he falls down like that, I think you can grab him again. And now he's into phase 2. This is going to be the harder part of the phase. And the only advice I have is you're just going to have to be extremely more aggressive than you were before. And he tends to do a lot more attacks during his stuff. So be a lot more aggressive and be a lot more evasive too. Which, again, that sounds silly when it comes from me saying that. But the point is that if you can keep on to him, he'll probably end up doing a lot more attacks that you probably would specifically want him to have, rather than a bunch of those little spiky, you know, nail shot things that he's going to shoot out. And if he does shoot those out, just jump repeatedly and try to avoid them as best as you can. And that's Credo. So, my favorite boss of the game. And yeah, I'll see you guys for Mission 9. So as always, take care, everybody.